Welcome back to Mac Talks Football. It's match day 36 in Serie A and we are going to make our prediction. It is still so tight. Everything is on the table. Just 2 points separating the top two for that title between Napoli and Inter. Then from third place Atalanta to eighth place Fiorentina. Just 9 points separating the next 6 teams fighting for those Champions League places. You come down at the relegation battle. 14th place Cagliari to 19th place Venezia. Again 6 teams and just 8 points separate them. So all is on the table. It's still in Serie A. So let's go ahead and make our prediction. The first game, it is Bologna versus Milan. It is 7th versus 9th. Now Bologna, unfortunately, they have had in a sort of a rough patch at the moment. Just 1 win in their last 5 games, 3 draws. They're just not able to finish the games off. They are playing against a Milan side who are in a really good form. 3 wins in their last 5 games. And they're playing a really good football. It is looking like, Milan are winning games at the right time. And Bologna, on the other hand, they are drawing and they are dropping points at the wrong time of the season. I think it will be a very close game. I think it will be a hard-fought game. But I just don't see a winner out of this game. And I think this game could put sort of a final nail in the coffin of Bologna's Champions League hopes, if I'm being very honest with you. I think it will be an entertaining game, but I don't think we are going to get a result out of it. I'm going for a 1-1 draw between Bologna and Milan. Up next, it's Como versus Cagliari. It is 10th versus 14th. Now, Como have been really good in the last couple of months. Their form has really picked up and they have started, playing really good football. They have won their last 5 games in a row. They are playing against a Cagliari side who, on the other hand, are in a really good bad form. 4 defeats of their last 5 games. And this, as I said early on, they are still in that, sort of a relegation battle. They could still be dragged down and they could still get relegated, if I'm being very honest with you. So I think it's going to be a very tough game for them. They are going away to Como as well, and as I said, Como are in a really good form. They are winning games left, right and center, and I think they are going to continue their winning streak, and they are going to put more Matchday and they are going to make a lives for Cagliari a little bit. Cagliari fans are more nervous. I am going for a very comfortable 3-1 win for Como. Then it's a massive game. It is Lazio versus Juventus. It is 6th versus 4th. Now both of these teams are on the same number of points, but Juventus, on a basis of better goal difference, they are above Lazio at the moment, and both of them are fighting for those Champions League places. Lazio, they are undefeated in their last 5 games, 3 wins and a couple of draws. Juventus, on the other hand, 1 defeat in their last 5 games and 2 wins and 2 draws. It is going to be a very tight game, if I'm being very honest with you, and it is really hard to predict a winner out of this game. I think it's not going to be as much of an entertaining game as we would like to be it to be. I think it's going to be a very methodical game. It is going to be it's going to be like both the teams are trying to inside the other team to come out and try to attack them. I think it's going to be quite a dull game, if I'm being very honest with you, and in the end I think it is going to end up in a draw. I'm going for a very boring 0-0 draw between Lazio and Juventus. Moving on, it is Empoli versus Parma. It is 19th versus 16th. Now 7 points separate these two teams coming into this game, but it is a massive game for Empoli. They win this, they can get closer to Parma. They can put cut that lead from 7 to 4 points, and they can put pressure on them going into the next game, and they can give them get themselves a strong chance of getting out of that relegation battle as well. The form coming into this game is really bad for Empoli. They have lost 4 out of their last 5 games, so they are not coming in a strong position. Parma, on the other hand, they themselves are not really good. Just 1 win in their last 5 games. So anything can happen in this game, if I'm being very honest with you. Empoli are fighting for their lives, but I just don't see a win here, if I'm being very honest with you. I think it's going to be a very tough game, very hard-fought game, but I think in the end it is going to be a draw. I'm going for a 2-2 draw between Empoli and Parma. Then it's Udinese versus Monza. It is 12th versus 20th. Now basically this game doesn't really hold any importance. Monza, unfortunately for them, they have already been relegated. Udinese, they are 12th. They are basically fighting. They are going to be unbeatable. That is the only thing that is going to happen for them. But there is a chance that Udinese might end up finishing in the top 10. So they would really like to try to finish in the top 10. This is a perfect game for them. Their form has not been that good, but they won last week, and they're going to look at the Monza game. They're going to that we can get a win here and try to finish in the top 10. I think it is not going to be an exciting game of football, but I think Udinese are going to get the job done in the end. I'm going for a very comfortable 2-0 win for Udinese. Then it's Verona versus Lecce. It is 15th versus 17th. just 5 points separate these two teams. So that's why how important this game is. The form for both of them is quite diabolical. 3 defeats in their last 5 games. Winners for both of them in their last 5 games are coming into this game. And I know this is one of those games where it can go anywhere. If I'm being very honest with you, it is really hard to predict this one, but I just have a feeling, the way that both of them are playing, we can expect goals in this game. But I think that Lecce are going to go ahead and they are going to surprise Verona in this game. I'm expecting a very entertaining game of football, but I think the away side are going to nick it in the head. I'm going for a very entertaining 2-1 win for Lecce. Then it's Torino versus Inter. It is 11th versus 2nd. And another thing is, coming to this game, both of them are not really in a good form, if we may say so. Torino just 1 win in their last 5 games. They are struggling at 11th, and they are going to look at this Inter game and they're going to think like it's another tough game for us. Inter, on the other hand, they have lost twice in their last 5 games, and that has really affected their league position. That is why they have dropped down from being leading the pack to now on chasing Napoli. But their recent performance in the Champions League, that is really going to give them a lot of confidence coming into this game. I think it'll be a very hard fought game for Inter, if I'm being very honest with you. Torino are going to make life quite difficult for Inter, but I think in the end, somehow, somewhere, because of what happened in the Champions League and the confidence that they're going to have, and because they have they can still win that, I think Inter are going to win their way to in the end to a win. I don't think it's going to be an easy win. I think they really would have to work hard, but I think they are going to get it over the line. I'm going for a very hard fought 1-0 win for Inter. Then it's Napoli versus Genoa. It is 1st versus 13th. And now Napoli, by the time they play, Inter would have already finished their game. And if my prediction goes right, they would have already won the game. So Napoli are going to be under the pressure, with Inter winning the game. But their form has been amazing. They are undefeated in their last 5 games, 4 wins in a row as well. Playing against the Genoa side, who on their form is completely different to Napoli. Winners in their last 5 games, 3 defeats in a row for them as well. So it is, it's going to be, in my opinion, quite a simple victory for Napoli. In my opinion, I don't think they are going to really try and try to win it, a bit emphatically or anything. They were really happy to just win 1-0 last weekend as well, and I think they are going to sort of follow that formula. I don't think it's going to be quite entertaining game of football, but I think it will be quite easy for Napoli to win the game. I'm going for a 2-0 win for Napoli. Then it's a very big game for both these teams. It is Verona versus it is Venezia versus Fiorentina. It is 19th versus 8th. Now Venezia, of course, they are 18th versus 8th. Venezia, they are fighting to stay in the league, so that's how important this game is. Their form is not good, just 1 win in their last 5 games, so they are struggling coming into this game. Playing against the Fiorentina side, who are currently 8th in the table. They lost to Real Betis last night, their semi-final, so they are not going to be, there's no chance for them to be in a European competition, and they are really struggling for those. Forget about the Champions League, they are struggling to get into the European places in the league wise. So this is a big game for Fiorentina. If they don't end up winning this game, I think their chances of being finishing in a European place could really suffer a major blow here. So they are going to make sure that they get the job done, and I think they are going to suffer a huge blow to Venezia's chances of staying in the league. I think they are going to get the job done. It is going to be really hard for Fiorentina, but I think in the end they are going to win. I'm going for a very hard fought 2-1 win for Fiorentina. And we finish match day 36 with a massive game. It is Atalanta versus Roma. It is 3rd versus 5th. Now Atalanta, they are 5 points ahead of Roma, and if they win this game, that basically settles their chances of confirms their chances of playing in the Champions League next season. Their form is it is quite good. They've just lost once in their last 5 games, 3 wins for them in the last 5 games as well. But they are playing against the most informed side of the league, undefeated in their last 20 games. Roma coming into this game, they defeated Fiorentina last weekend as well, and they're going to look at Atalanta's game, and they're going to make sure that they're going to look at this game, and they're going to think that we can get the job done in this game as well. It is going to be quite an entertaining game in my opinion, but I don't think we are going to get a winner out of this game. I'm going for a very entertaining 2-all draw between Atalanta and Roma. And with that, my predictions for match day 36 in Serie A are complete. Let me know what you guys think of my predictions in the comment section below. Like the video, share it as well, click on the notification bell, and of course subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers before the end of the season, so please go ahead and subscribe and help the channel out. Until next time, bye bye.